So another track from scratch video. Today we will experiment a bit with the V0 drums, the new electronic drums that were added with version 5.3. I already have here the tom loaded. Also today we'll have a limit of 30 minutes. So I started the clock, and a nice thing about some of these drums in this collection, they have key tracking, right? So we can activate this and now they will follow pitch information so we can actually sequence them. So I thought it can be interesting. Maybe I will start here, let's say with, right, maybe with a chord. I mean, they are not polyphonic, but we can use the arpeggiator to do this for us. So let's say, for example, D, G, and then B flat, and then already here I will add the arpeggiator. Right, and all we have to do is take the punch down, and we have a voice. The air will add noise, which I really like, with width and rumble. Right, and now of course we can change the shape here. Right, something like this. Maybe even, you know, we have 8 steps there. Instead of, no, we have 16 steps. Instead of 16, let's go with 14 steps. 14 16th notes, that's what I mean. So 15, 14. Right, and then here maybe I can change the length to 10 steps and then take maybe one, not re-trigger it, so it will always run, and then maybe take one an octave up. Right? We can also change the velocity a bit. Right, and then maybe use the velocity also. If I use here the expression modulator, I can use the velocity to control the decay. Right, so again we have what was it, a 14-step sequence on top of a 10-step sequence, so they always meet each other at different places in time. I will add some delay to this, maybe the delay 2. Wave shape. Oh, I really like this. You can also modulate this maybe with an LFO just for fun. A bipolar LFO, let's sync this also to everything. But we will use maybe 3 bars. Now what we can do is, this is also something I do often, is I use here the scenes to create sort of movement. We can also do this like with random movement. So if I hold control, I can just take a duplicate here and I will play this. And now here, instead of B flat, we can go with C. Right, so now we have a different note. And then let's maybe have another one with D. Oh, I have to play it, of course. And maybe here, instead of G, let's go with F. Right, so now what we will do this. We will create a sort of movement here, right? We will have the first one, then the second one, then the first one again, and then the fourth one. So we have a sort of a progression, I guess, not really. So the first 3 ones, if I select all of them, I can set to go to the next one after, let's say after 4 cycles, right? And then the last one will go again after 4 cycles. It will go to the first scene here, right? So if I start this, right? Oh, this is nice. So we have some sort of progression. I just want to add a bit more You know what? Maybe I can group this and use another drum. Maybe the zap kick. I will solo this for a second. This is also, this will not follow, but here we don't have pitch follow, so maybe a different one. Although, you know what, it can also be interesting just for another layer. It doesn't have to be tuned. Just for a bit. Right, maybe with a bit of crunch here with one of the shapers. And maybe an octave up. What is it? No, it goes just to C sharp. Still, it's quite nice. Mix it in. And maybe on all of this I can add again some, maybe some crunch. And then a nice filter. The filter plus. I have here already crunch. I'm funny. I'm not do this. Maybe not hit, but push. And maybe 6 bars. And let's call this melody. Right, something like this. Right, so I like it that they also follow pitch, which is great for sequencing things. If I use the kick, for example, let's try to use the kick as a bass. Right, because it also has pitch follow. And again, if we take the punch all the way down, we can also experiment, of course, with the punch. But, right, we can do something like this. Okay, let's go with the Euclidean here, with the Euclidean thing there. Let's go with 8, 9, let's go with 15. And maybe here, I will add just the note repeats, Euclidean 15. And then let's say 7. Maybe something like this. Right, maybe with more velocity, and then change the low level here. Right, and again, also this we can group, and then I can add another of the tones here. The toner is really nice for pitch. But I think I need a different note. G. Let me solo this for a second. It's right again. More noise. Right, something like this. Maybe it has to be. And another the sub oscillator preset that I always use. Oh, Just a sine wave going to an AD envelope. Oh, this is nice. But I need a different rhythm here. Yes, this is nice. Oh wow, it's 10 minutes and we already have 2 voices, not 1 voice. Very cool. I'm going to send this to a filter, the filter plus without movement, and maybe with a different, let's go with the XP one. Oh my god. Wow. Oh wow. Right, and then maybe I can add an envelope here, like an ADSR envelope, just to control the filter a bit, to make it a bit more punchy. And add also movement, let's say with an LFO. I know there's a built-in LFO here, but the LFO here will pan things left and right. And I don't want this panned left and right, I want this just to open and close. So let's say again, sync this, and let's say every 7 bars. No need for bipolar, because then this is the minimum. So cool. Now I'm going to add here a tool and take you see the gain, it's really on the reds there. I'm going to take the gain a bit down, and then here I can take it up. Right, and then here add a delay, or not a delay. First of all, let's take the multi-band effects. This is now just the low. Right, going to make the low low, and then this is now just the high, and just on the high I want to add a delay. Right, with a bit more, or maybe also with the blur. Maybe with the reverse one. This is cool. Wow, I like this sound. Let's see now what we can do with the kick. As a kick, basically. The kick as a kick. What rhythm shall we use? Let's play this. Already I need this to be a bit more. And already I'm going to set the side chaining. Oh my god, I like this. The kick output. And then take the bass a bit down. And also this melody. Oh, that's not what I wanted. This is what I want. Like this. Right here it also happens. Yeah. Right, and now let's see. Right, something like this, and then here another hit that we can have, for example, every 4 bars, but at the end. Now just change the sound a bit, it's a bit too much. Maybe not an E, maybe go with the D. Something like this. Maybe I can also here group this with a zap. I like this zap. What is it here? And then maybe the zap we can add, you know, maybe the filter so it's moving left and right also. This can also be interesting. Right, maybe every 4 bars, and then here a delay, maybe the delay 1, ping pong, delay 1, delay plus ping pong. And maybe this can be the mix all the way up, so we just get with the zap just the delay. Maybe with some ducking. Right? This is nice. Can I send just the zap here to the reverb? Oh. Yes, what I'm going to do in the project, I know I do this all the time, maybe an LFO, like a rising ramp, and then again a bar, or maybe, yeah, let's do this. And let's have this synced in every, let's say, 8 bars. I don't know why. This will take the reverb for the zap a bit up here. Right, something like this. Just for fun. Let's have the snare for a second. And you know what? Maybe for the snare I can use stepwise. Right, with a few different rhythms. So for example, if I go, I think we did this last time in the last video, if I take the note effects layer and I add here just an empty layer, I set the stepwise to MIDI, and then I can put this, right, I can put the snare on the first layer, so now, and the first layer set to channel 1 of course, so now channel 1 here will trigger just this snare, and I'm gonna solo this for a second. Why I cannot hear anything? Ah, because it's on the... Yeah, okay. Right, something like this. And let's have another rhythm here with 15 steps. And then have this on channel 2. But channel 2, what I will do, I will add the note repeats. And then I will add here also the latch before. Right? And then I set this to toggle. Right, so we get all sorts of this stuff, and maybe 30 seconds. And maybe with probability, right, something like this. And then the velocity of the second one, so I can take a bit down. Right, so we get so ghost notes. And let's change the sound a bit here of the... I like this. I'm going to change the noise here. I like these drums with the random 16th notes bipolar to control the noise. Maybe it's just a bit too much. Let's have, let's have here and here. Right, so one trigger will turn the latch on, one trigger will turn the latch off. When it's on, we get 30-second notes with probability. Right, and then I can add also accents here and here maybe. You know what happens when I take the decay all the way up and I sidechain this, I duck this. Right, I duck this and then I can add, for example, steps, set this to hold and random. Right, so now each trigger sets a different value from here. So something like this. And you know what? Maybe I can even add effects here that will also be ducked. So for example, I can add a reverb, maybe a different type, long reverb, maybe Orion, a fast attack. Right, again, if I solo this, no density. No need for modulation, no need for the lower frequencies. Take the mix for a second all the way up. Right, and then maybe also this I can modulate so we get something very glitchy and interesting. So let's do this here. Maybe again with a random, again 16th notes, so let's go with 8th notes, bipolar. I'm going to set this to bipolar so the modulation will not happen so much, right? When it's under 0, there will be no modulation. Right, something like this, maybe a bit smoother just so we don't get weird clicks. And maybe before it goes to the reverb, I will add also panning. So tool, and then random here, random panning, just for fun. Let's go with 16th notes, and bipolar, a bit smoother, and panning. Wow, 6 minutes. This was kick, right? What else do we have? Hi-hat. Hi-hat can have a bit of stability, let's say. Let's have this just for 16th notes and then... Oh, wow. I like this sound at least. Right, just so it adds a bit of stability on the off note. And no need for velocity control. No need for the phaser. Okay, I like this, it's with FM. Right, something like this. And then with some delay, ping pong delay, we have a bit more movement. Right, just so we have some stability there. I like this a lot. Let's see what we can do with the cymbal. Oh, the cymbal maybe can be another layer of noise. I don't know. Maybe something a bit more, something like 5 steps. Something like this. The cymbal is the same as the hi-hat I see here. Oh, modulation on the phaser. And modulation on the phaser. Maybe... something like this, maybe with lots of reverb. Right, this can be interesting for performance. Right, what we can do is, for example, I can add another effects track. You cannot see it, it's here. Maybe I will remove my face for a second. Right, another effects track. We can call this cymbal delay or something like this. Right, add here a nice delay, mix all the way up, lots of feedback, and maybe also a nice, super massive, a nice reverb as well. Right, and now we can send it. Let me bring my face back. Right, we can send it, and while we send it, we can also bring up the decay. So if I add here a macro, this can control the decay a bit, and also the cymbal send. And of course we can also duck this as well, just for fun and for movement. Right, and maybe a bit more feedback here and a bit more feedback here. And a bit more mix here, no need for the lows. Listen to this now. Right, maybe even more decay. It can be a sort of a build-up or something. This is nice, I like this. Oh, we're still at 110? Shall we try? We have a minute and something. Can we try something a bit quicker? If I hit stop for a second. Can we try 115? Can be interesting. 120, 131. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's see. Oh. I like this. Very nice. I would add a few more macro controls and something else that can be maybe for the bass, to add another layer with something like a sawtooth that you can open, and something like this can be interesting. Very interesting, very nice. I like these drums. Indeed, very cool. So okay, that was it for today. Thank you again so much for watching. Cheers.